This past Saturday, artists Chris Graves and Zora Murph opened up their new photography exhibit, Gravity of Perceptions.
My practice overall is thinking about forms of oppression in American society and the role that photography has played in that, whether that's to combat oppression or whether photography is being used like in a complicit way. Trying to ask the viewer to dig a little bit deeper, to think about all of the things that they see visually and figure out what those ultimately mean. The piece is largely talking about racial power in America. The image at large is sourced from lynching photographs. By sort of repurposing the images, by appropriating the imagery, to me, in relationship to the landscape, they almost act as like a group of surveyors. I suppose speaking to the ubiquity of white supremacy. The portraits were all about interacting with the people that I would come across while I was out photographing the landscape. They signify just that existence. You know, the bodies in the images aren't sensationalized. It's just people going about their day, people who were kind enough to share intimate moments with me and allow me to capture them with a camera.
A woman named Kiara, who was working for Vanity Fair at the time. They wanted me and her to come up with an idea for how to shoot something Black Lives Matter appropriate for their online blog named Hive. So we came up with a concept to photograph some locations where Black people were killed by police officers. All of these places are common. We pass these every day. They're not dangerous in locale. They're not in Black neighborhoods. They're not like in the hood, usually. And you know, they're not dangerous places until they become dangerous places. There are a lot of monuments in these places, meaning that I've photographed them 2 or 3 years later, sometimes maybe 2 weeks later. This was different because some were in public property, some I could not access the insides of the building, so there would just be the outside of where someone was murdered.